Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics. Welcome back, one and all. I'm Fanatic, and today we're taking a look at Uprising: Curse of the Last Emperor. Yes, Uprising is coming back to Gamefound, and they have a lot to show off. They've announced a big box to hold the entire collection, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new true solo mode that's coming. Please bear in mind that this is a preview based off of a prototype copy. As such, nothing is finalized, and anything seen herein is subject to change. As a cooperative game, it's a little surprised that some players, including myself, have chosen to play Uprising solo from time to time. But Uprising is a massive game, and even when playing with just two factions, it can be a little unwieldy with no one to help. The true solo mode aims to cut down on the bookkeeping by allowing you to play as a single faction. There are two main changes that make this possible: a new, smaller map which has been rearranged for this mode, and a new event deck with all new challenges. To start, choose which faction and hero you're going to play as. Unfortunately, you cannot use the Titans of the First Age in true solo mode, but all other factions play as normal. After that, you'll choose a second hero to use from any faction. Ronja of the Moihar or either of the Hawk-Chan heroes make powerful secondary heroes to aid you, though again, anyone except the Titans are legal. You can even double up on the same faction if you wish. Whomever you pick, you'll need to go through their deck and remove any unit cards from their feat deck. So for the aforementioned Ronja, we'll remove the Berserkers, Crossfire, and Slavers cards from her deck. Both heroes get their starting feats as well as ally feats if you have that mini expansion, which means you'll usually have 3 or 5 feats to start with. You have an increased hand limit of 16 cards, but this is shared between your heroes. Be sure to keep items held by each hero separate from one another. Now take your starting resources. In solo mode, you'll take 6 salt, plunder, and food. Keep in mind that's 1 more of each than you usually get. Likewise, you'll get 10 action points instead of 8. To set up the map, place the capital of your home hex as normal, as well as 2 random sea towers. For the rest of the map, separate hexes by the resources they provide, and shuffle each of those individually. Then deal out 3 tiles of each resource into a new pile, and add a 4th salt tile if you're playing as the Nether Sea Pirates, then shuffle the resulting pile together. Randomly place these tiles on the remaining spaces on the board. You should have 1 tile left over, again, 2 if playing as the Pirates. After that, the diagram will instruct you on how to set up the starting garrisons, skeletons, and curses, similar to how you would in a regular game. In this example here, we have things set up for Nightmare difficulty. Deal out 5 cards each to the Horde and Legion decks, plus an extra to each if you're playing on Nightmare or Apocalypse. Make sure that you use the alternate event decks for solo mode, but otherwise, it works much like a normal game. Shuffle each chapter individually. That aside, set up as you normally would, shuffling up the quests, items, and druids, and dealing them out the same as in a normal game. If using the arch-nemesis or Titans of the First Stage expansions, you can add in the arch-nemesis, Aether, Banes, and mercenaries using the normal rules for such. And of course, if using any upgraded components, simply swap them out as normal. Choose yourself to go first, and you're ready to begin. During the game itself, there's not too much that changes here. During the event phase, it's important to remember that you may now have any number of targets. If a Legion comes out, it will prioritize a haven without a target, but if all of them already have targets, it'll choose a haven with the fewest number of targets. You may also see new effects, such as hordes that don't move. These will still activate and place a curse in their space if possible, but they'll hunker down and fortify their position rather than advance on the capital. You'll place a second threat tracker on them to remind you that they cannot move. I prefer to place it right next to their initiative number. You may also come across events that modify hexes. When this happens, you'll place an activation marker on the space to show that it's been altered. When you get to the build phase, remember that you have 2 heroes. This means that you'll get to draw feats for each of them. Like normal, draw 2 and discard 1 from each deck. During the action phase, you now have to choose how to divide your actions amongst your heroes. Both heroes share the same pool of actions, and you can split them any way you want, including going all in with a single hero if you so choose. The move action may only move 1 hero at a time, but the command action can move both of them into battle at once. Speaking of which, either or both heroes may use their feats and items in combat, but the hero in question still follows the rules on the card. So in order to use a Hear ability, the hero in question must be in the same hex as the battle. For the most part, you only count as a single player, with the exception of placing activation tokens for arch-nemesis. By default, they'll have 2 tokens each. Finally, during the scoring phase, the graveyard rules are changed. Instead of gaining 2 victory points per unique faction that's in their graveyard, the Empire and the Chaos now score 1 VP for every unit in there. This includes garrisons that the Chaos destroys and skeletons that the Empire destroys. That aside, everything follows the same rules as a standard game. Stay steadfast, rebels. While the solo mode is the only thing that I've had first-hand experience with, it's hardly the only thing that's been announced for the Gamefound campaign. The other major addition is the Big Box, a massive 13-inch cube that's sized to fit into a Kallax shelf and is meant to hold almost everything. It doesn't have room for playmats or the faction trays, but it is sized to hold all other current and future Uprising content. Speaking of faction trays, they will have a new one available made especially for the true solo mode, with space to hold both hero cards, their feat decks, and the expanded hand size. They've also announced the Units of Azul mini expansion. Continuing the tradition of the Armory and Allies packs, this is a small deck of cards which will fill out your feat decks with cards for every unit that doesn't already have one. If you wanted special abilities for the Sons of the Bow, the Orgons, or the Mighty Reef King, this is it. There's also the treasure chest, which is a little ambiguous at this point. The exact contents will be revealed over the course of the campaign, but it will include all sorts of new content to be mixed in with existing mechanics. But sadly, they have stated that there are no new factions this time. But maybe in a future campaign? They clearly left space for 2 more in the Big Box. And of course, everything from the first couple campaigns will also be available, including the base game, all expansions, faction trays, and the deluxe components as well. All in all, the solo mode is a fun rebalancing which makes it easier to do solo plays while still maintaining everything that makes Uprising what it is. There are times you'll want to split your heroes up, and other times you'll want to have them act together. And there's definitely some interesting combos you can make in picking your main and secondary heroes. That aside, I'm excited to see everything else that's coming out of the campaign. Don't underestimate that mini expansion. Giving more utility to existing units sounds like it'll have an impact that well surpasses its size. Uprising is returning to Gamefound on October 7th. If you missed the first 2 campaigns, you'll be happy to learn that everything will be available again. Whether you just want to dip your toes in with the base game, get all the new stuff, go all in with absolutely everything, or anywhere in between, it'll all be available once more. If you're interested in backing or learning more, links are included in the description. But what about you? What do you think of Uprising? Which of the new components are you looking forward to playing with? If you have any questions, remarks, or posing points of view, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. And if you really enjoy my work, please consider funding my channel on Patreon. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.